in lieu of what happened to Chappelle, I want to give up my top 5 comedians list. Here, this is what I'll do here. I'll give my honorable mentions but this is actually harder than you thought, and I'm still not even sure if number 5 is what I want. My honorable mentions real quick for top comedians in history. Top comedians in history of comedy. Papa Francisco, who I've seen live before, is fantastic. Paul Mooney, who passed away last year. I love Paul Mooney. Very underrated still to this day. One of the best writers in history of comedy. Steve Harvey, obviously as I get older, he's someone I appreciate even more. Bernie Mac, of course, didn't get to a lot of his material, but the stuff I've heard, of course, has been fantastic. And Jim Carrey, I love his movies. So, my top 5 comedians of all time. Number 5, Cat Williams. The guy's insane. You haven't seen much of him in recent years because he's had a lot of issues. I think he's broke now, something like that. But Cat Williams in his heyday back in the 2000s, was fantastic. Was a fire starter, and he was great. He was great. Number 4, Dave Chappelle. Again, this is surprising to a lot of people. If you know me, because Dave Chappelle was someone I never really liked his stand up a lot growing up, but I've appreciated in recent years, especially in the last couple of years with his Netflix specials, because I'm learning something from him as well. I love his TV show, fantastic TV show. But Dave Chappelle is definitely in my top 5 now comedians of all time. When you look at the whole package of what he brought to the table, or brings to the table rather. Number 3, George Carlin. George Carlin, especially now as an adult, his anti-PC stuff, very honest, direct, very much, a voice we can use today, especially, in 2022. George Carlin was fantastic. He was ahead of his time. Number 2, Richard Pryor, of course, the legend, arguably the greatest comedian in the history of the genre. Look at his classic stuff way back when, he was one of a kind. And number 1, of course, my favorite actor of all time, Eddie Murphy. I mean, Eddie Murphy to me has done only 2 major stand-up specials, but Delirious and Raw. But those 2 stand-up specials to me are probably the greatest stand-up specials in the history of comedy. Eddie Murphy is the GOAT in my opinion. So again, number 5, Cat Williams. 4, Dave Chappelle. 3, George Carlin. 2, Richard Pryor. And number 1, Eddie